Hello. Good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time zone the world you all are. It's your Blue Archive Gacha Whale, beginner artist self-proclaimed, and your boy, Tosanyu. Welcome to the chatting stream plus Handcam. So we have like here something on the screen rather than like my PNG alone and like static background or like gameplay background, you know. But for a change like this again, and oh look at that, the camera. Let me check on that. But yeah, it has been a while since I have done that. I think like about last year. Activate. Let's see if I can plug it in probably, but the stream is here like mostly to like report on my vacation. And it has been a while since I went like on one. So it's glitching? Yeah, the camera at the very least. But I noticed that, so like we're here back again. So the main program is not necessarily like what you can like see here, but I was like thinking it's like a nice kind of extra to like what I will be able to show, rather than like showing everything through like, you know, normally what I have thought would be like, okay, I take pictures of all the things I've obtained. I did also like some photos on my vacation and then show that like here and there via slideshow, like draw a little bit, you know, on like what happened. But yeah, anyways, hello Nai, welcome to the Satsudan stream / Handcam. I went like on a vacation 4 or 5 days ago, so like on the first day. After the first day, after I streamed on Thursday, I went like on a vacation and went like with a few friends there. This was like to the biggest anime convention of Europe, which is like in Germany, Düsseldorf, like called Dokumi. And it's like a 3-day event. It goes like from Friday and then Saturday, Sunday. We stayed like there for about 4 nights, like starting from Thursday night and then Saturday night, and then on Monday we like got away. And let me show like some photos I would like say for that. Did like my best on like edit all of those. Takes like some amount of work to do a lot of that, but I must like say it has been like a cool experience. And let's say that I kind of needed that break since like for almost like since December I didn't really like even then, you know, I didn't really had one. So let me see what I can do there. How does this work? So there's that. There's this. Okay. It took us, it was like kind of like hectic at the beginning. So we wanted to like go around 1 PM. And then there were like delays, so it took like about 40 minutes extra. And then there was like one of our mates who traveled like by the plane from one country to Germany. I'm not gonna specify like exactly, but they were like pretty early there and we took like quite a while then picking it up. But after like this was like done, we went like to our Airbnb and since like a lot of people had like the same idea to like come to Düsseldorf one day before like the event starts, it was like pretty packed, like rush hour, and like multiple times like on the way there and like to the Airbnb. It took like quite a while, so like about 5 minutes delay, 10 minutes delay, and but in the end we could like get there. And when we like were there, it took like also quite a bit to orient yourself in the Airbnb, since it was mostly like online check-in, pretty nice for online for introverts, you know, that you don't have to do any human contacts. You don't like have to go to reception or anything. It's just like there are instructions online and you get like a code or everything. And this was like a view from outside. when you were like you know, like going outside of the Airbnb, like opening door from your room, your apartment, and then like look at that. There's also a second image, like to the right side. But you had like a great view. We went out loads of smoke from there. We had like also a balcony and such, but there were like quite a lot of stuff here. That's nice, yeah. Usually I like those kind of hotels that have like a view towards the city, and then if you want to like leave the town or leave the Airbnb, you're already like everything's walkable, you know, that you can just like walk up to the supermarket. Our supermarket was like less than 1 minute away, or like there were like 2 options. There was also like a pharmacy if you wanted to go to like Little Tokyo. It took like about 7 minutes. So, you know, like New York has like Chinatown, right? And they have like there something like Little Tokyo, you know? So like where like every Japanese store was, as well as like a whole street. And if you wanted to like eat, for example, do like early reserve something, it's just like a big line. But and it just means it's like pretty good. But during the trip, my little brother, he recommended me like that in Düsseldorf there's actually like the best burger restaurant like in Germany, and or like it's one of the best, since he has like a lot of connections going on. He's like more introverted than me, has like more, he went like more around than me, I think, suppose. Like he knows like a good French from the store owner, and then got like this kind of store recommended, like with the burger restaurant, and this was like one of the ideas. Usually when we are like in when we had the opportunity to eat Japanese or authentic Korean stuff, then yeah, let's do that, you know. Where else do you have the best experience? Like in Little Tokyo, for example. In Europe, if you want to eat something really authentic like Japanese, then this is like your best place. Else, yeah, try your luck with like some other random stores, or go to Japan. And but instead we went like to the burger restaurant. What's Beef was what it's called. I'm gonna pull up some photos so that you have an image of that. How'd I do that? I did quite a lot of photos, but I think not enough for the standards of like or like Pastor Sun. So those were like some I pulled from Google. Usually it's like a lot fuller, but this was like one of the times where I think like it was like not so full. This is like how it looks on the outside. And if you go inside, then this is like the first room you see. Like if you go here to the left, no, yeah, right, there's like more, like that opens there, and we somewhere took like place there. There was a little bit of a line when we got there, but in the end we could like get some got a place to sit and like our orders. And it has like a lot of fast food, but looks like kind of delicious, you know. We had like something similar like that. Gonna show like what we got there. And I must like say it was like pretty tasty. Not so unreasonable with the prices. But it was like kind of like, I must like say it was like really a 9 out of 10 like for the experience, even though I was like unable to finish. Normally I do not waste food, but this was like quite big. It doesn't look so big on the photos, but it felt like, you know, it's like not too big of a meal, I suppose, but just like the nutrition's there. Had like quite a punch, like typical American stuff. Like if you go like with something like burger and fries, and then like cheese on fries, then it's like a lot of fat, oils, and you know, and this like fills you up. But if you follow up with like desserts, like, you know, something like a cookie chocolate dough, then it became like kind of hard to like chew and get it down to your stomach. It's already is like overflown. We had like a menu. It's like Lady Marmalade from the cheat day menu, and then cheese fries. It's like without the bong. And then like few more perspectives. To be honest, I don't really like those kind of burger designs that go like into the height, you know, where you need like those skewer here. Best designs were like would be like those that go like more in length, you know, instead of like vertically upwards. Hello Tosan. Hey, hello Andre, welcome to the Satsudan stream / Handcam. I'm talking about my vacation and showing like some photos here and there. Hello, hello. Currently I'm like talking about the first stop, you know, after we arrived in Düsseldorf, that we, after the Airbnb and everything, after we like dropped all our luggage and like stuff, we went like to eat, and this was like in one of the best burger stores in like Germany, and those were like those portions they had. Everyone I think got like lady marmalade. And to be honest, like marmalade, like sweet and like oily fast food stuff. It sounds like a weird combination, but it goes well. The issue though, it can make you fat or it like blows up your stomach. And with that, this here afterwards was kind of like hard to eat or like to like consume. It was like a Oreo cookie dough milkshake. So like milkshake is like underneath it. The Oreos I could like eat no problems. But then there's also like the cookie dough here. And let's say I only finished like 50% of that. And then I couldn't do anything anymore. Hello Ramana, welcome to the Substance / Handcam stream. Talking like about my vacation in Düsseldorf. And currently talking about the first stop after the Airbnb, after we arrived and dropped off our luggage, that we like went to eat. And this was like one thing I struggled with like finishing. The burger was great, the cheese fries, those were great, you know, but we also got like our mayonnaise. We could like get ketchup mayonnaise, you know, like for free. There's like dispenser for that. But trying to finish off that, and especially the cookie dough here, this was like a battle, and I couldn't like finish that. I was kind of like sad that I couldn't like do it fully, but I must like say it was like a 9 out of 10 from the experience. That's too small for a meal. That's not too small. This was like, it made me full. Normally I do eat and eat and eat, and it doesn't look much, you know. It doesn't look much, but it's just like marmalade on that thing, and then oily stuff. It's really tasty, but it's like so unhealthy and blows just up your stomach. And I didn't eat breakfast really, and then I came here. I was like thinking, yeah, I can do everything. I can solo that, but I couldn't finish that one cookie though. This was like, ah man, you know. There's like more, you know. Also at the mayonnaise, and the thing is with mayonnaise, it's also like a lot of fat. I just did like it because of you know, Ishikata Toshiro from Gintama, you know. And to be honest, mayonnaise is great, but if you add too much of fats, especially like sweet fats, you know, and then like the desserts here, Oreo, and then like the cookie dough. The cookie dough was like the toughest thing, and I think I would have enjoyed it if I wouldn't be full after the burger, the cheese fries, you know, and like Oreos and like the milkshake. But yeah. But to be honest, I'm not the fast food guy. I eat like Asian food or like home cooked, you know. But this was like day one, like first day evening. I don't know, like I think I didn't had any thing in my luggage or like my backpack to like transport the cookie dough. It was like, you know, it had like, it's like one slice of cookie, and then on top of that slice there's like this cookie dough. You can like imagine. Not glitched for a moment. Okay, need to make sure I don't like make contact with the cable. Maybe, But the next day, it went like a little bit more smoother, I would like say. We went like, since we were like in Little Tokyo, you know, why not visit a store that has like Tokyo specific stuff. And in the morning we went like a little bit around. There was like a store like at 10 AM. There would be like the most stores would like open, and since it was like Little Tokyo, there were a lot of anime, manga, Japanese bookstores, convenience stores, you know. And this was like the great time. So we would like make sure to like get at Little Tokyo around 10 AM. Me eating noodles with chilies and hot sauce because I'm from Mexico. Alright, yeah. Guna mousepad. Is it Guna? Those are like just cute girls, you know. There's like nothing erotic about that. But it's a gaming mat. It's a gaming mat. Like a whole mat. Mousepad is like, you know, like with those booba mousepads. I have one, but not of any of those girls. But yeah, in any case, the next day we would like went to like some anime stores, anime manga stores, you know, like Manga Mafia, you know. And I thought you were Korean. Well, I think like the description says that when you like go there. I'm a German VTuber, you know. I can speak German, I can speak English. I can like speak a little bit of Japanese, you know, like in 3 and 4, mostly in 4, but yeah. But with Korean there's like not much. I can maybe say like the 안녕하세요, you know, like the basic stuff. But yeah, in like this one manga mafia shops there, or like anime manga store, there would be like one section for like figurines. There would be one section for like the books, you know. And then like the third for like gachapon and like more gacha and figurines. And no, I can't do that. Maybe if I get like 100k, 1 million maybe. You know, it's like the question always like with PNG tubers. Face reveal or live 2D VTuber, you know. But you know, you have to help me there. Then I can reward you, I suppose. And I think like there are a lot of people who wouldn't like to see my face. So yeah. But in any case, I went like to the Manga Mafia store, and I did had like difficulties. But like good figures, really good figures, figurines from anime characters and like gaming characters. And they were like those small ones, you know, like from Goblin Slayer here, you know, like pop-up parade figurines. This was like my really first figure with him. And I think like he's about 60, 65. When I purchased him the first time, like 2-3 years ago, he was like worth 85, I think so. There were like a lot of those smaller figures that are like not at triple digits expensive, but there would also be like obviously those that are like triple digits, and I couldn't like really do that. But I did participate on a gacha, you know, where you like pull a ticket, and then you have a chance to get like a figurine, a keychain, a towel, you know, and like there's like small chances you can get a figurine. For the most part, it can be like something small. And in order to like get like one ticket, you have like to purchase them from the cashier, and then pay like about 18 bucks. Goblin Slayer W, yes. And I'm gonna show you what I got from that thing. They were like of different franchises, you know, like we're like mostly like shonen stuff. A lot of shonen, like One Piece, Naruto, Jujutsu Kaisen, you know. And then occasionally there would be like or like a lot of mainstream stuff, you know, like ReZero, Quintessential Quintuplets. I don't know if this was mainstream that much, but there were a lot of mainstream stuff there. They don't have like niches like Blue Archive or anything there, but what I like selected were like from the Quintessential Quintuplets, and what I won there from this $18 of a lottery ticket was like a figurine from Yotsuba, and this was like one of the last ones left. I have like one mate who like traveled with me, who liked Yotsuba a lot, but he was like not much a fan of this character here, or at least like not a fan of this figurine. But yeah, I was hoping like on the side or at the back side there would be like a more beautiful image, but this, I think like this is the best you can get there. There's even like a plushie from the main character of the series. Pretty cute. And this for $18. Like at least I had to use my luck, you know. I think it was like double the price, like the buying price, you know. But yeah. And also, besides like the gacha, in the Manga Mafia department, there was the bookstore, if you remember, and then like also like one where you can mostly buy figurines. And let's say there was like kind of a great deal there, where you can like buy 3 figurines, but you only have to pay for 2. You could like make the meta that you like buy 2 that are like $30 worth, and then like get one big one that's like triple digits, you know. But there's also like one thing that was like useful if you wanna buy there a lot in the future. It's like some kind of membership card. I'm not unable to get to the center. I don't have enough reach. A membership card. And if you do like purchases there, you get like a discount. And if you get like 10 times, if you buy there 10 times, they will give you like a snack box, something like that. So I would have liked it like that. Your hand's so small and cute. Thank you. And there was like this thing with the thing to get like the ship membership card and also like pay 2, get 3. So where's the card? Gonna stand up for that. Okay, it's like this card here I've like obtained. And the figures I like bought to get this one. The first from Kita, desktop figure. Pretty small one. Like look, it's like this size. I think like pretty cute. And doesn't take too much space away. Normally, so like the buying price, $35 or $35.99. That's like one. OMG, yes. Then, besides that one, I purchased a figure of Elena. I have like one really big one of her. I've finished the anime of hers, and I liked her pretty much. And I have a weakness for like witches kind of design. And hers was like the buying price of $34.99. So I was like $35. That makes like $70. And if you buy like a third figure, then you only have to pay for 2. Those were like the 2 cheapest so far. The third one I'd selected to get like to at least one triple digits to get this membership card here. Was a figurine of Kitagawa Marin. I think, yeah, okay, that's a good picture as well. And what was the buying price? It was to the buying price of $69.99. Nice, right? So this would almost be, this would be 140 bucks. But instead I like paid 100 for those. So I did it like so, that I only paid for those two, and excluded this one. So that I could get this cool thing here. And now if in future they have like more of those actions in deals, where you have to only pay for two, only for two, then I can get an extra discount out of that. But actually, it would have also been smart to like buy more figurines, at least like 6 figurines, you know, you only pay for 4, but I didn't have that, I didn't plan to like spend that much. And let's say a lot of the good figurines are like not in the store anymore, or at least not what I really wanted. At least are really, really expensive. Like, there was a really good big Roxy figure, but and let's say I like the series Mushoku Tensei. But yeah, Kitagawa Marin, why did I choose her? I think she's pretty based, pretty cool of a character. Look at the reflection shows of the camera. But in any case, but yeah, this is like why I think like my main reason for that. For Elena, I love I love the witch's design. And Kita, she was cute, she's cute. Pretty introverted. It's like something I would like need in my life as well. There's like something about that when you see like a lively character in like more, how to say, more fluffier clothes. I must like say. I'm back. I caught a bug. Let's go. But yeah, after like I did that, I bought like 3. I also like wanted to get one more, you know. There's like 4 figures I like got, and I had like 2 bags that are like full, like let's say tote bags, you know. Then I had to go to Airbnb first, drop them off there, and then I go to convention finally. And let me show you like how the convention location actually looks like. Like first some Google images and then actually my own photos. Yeah, let me see. The way I set it up is like not really convenient, but it is done pretty fast. I also like posted something on social media regarding my trip, but this was like only via Instagram stories. I think like that's the only way like where I can like show this off properly. But yeah, like the venue of like the biggest anime convention in Europe looks kind of like this. Here is like, around here is like where you enter. And then like around the end here. This would be like the whole kind of location, but I think like 80% of all the space was like utilized. It's also like next to a river and everything. And like getting there in the first place is also like a challenge. Pretty huge. I think like on the first day, day 1, I like walked with one of my friends. We were like eating something before we like went there actually. We were like eating at one of the best ramen stores in Germany. So there are like more photos of like the location. This is like the whole map here. I think like in the future I'm gonna refer to that a lot more. Like Hall 1 was like exhibition publishers area. Here are like workshops. The CCD doesn't like show here. Host club, live stage. There was also karaoke. Hall 3 is the artist alley. That's like where you were like able to meet people like Ayami Sensei. Hall 4 was not interesting for me. Hall 5, 18 plus. Hall 7 I think was not interesting for me. Hall 9 gaming area. Hall 10, this is where like where you could like do like VTuber meet and greets. 17 was also uninteresting. So it was like a little bit smaller with the selection. Okay, going back. Now I have to like scroll. I did eat something, yes. We had like a little bit of opportunity before we went like to the convention. Like after the mangas, after getting 4 figurines, we went like to Takumi, Tonkotsu Ramen, and Gyoza Kitchen. And I think the employee tried to like speak Japanese there first, and I didn't use that. But I could have used that there. But we were like lucky that there were like not many people there. It was like around opening times. When we like, it opened like around 12 PM, and when we got there it was like 12:07 PM. So we had like the chance of like eating the best ramen in like in Düsseldorf or like Germany. Not really sure like if it's like that, but a lot of people recommended it to me, you know. So I was like, okay, and let's go there. Now I'll have to like go back to where it starts with the photos. Okay, here we are. So let me show you some. We got like the special tonkotsu ramen set, and then one extra side dish. I had like, besides the tonkotsu ramen with karage and everything, like one takoyaki. And sometimes I forget to take like photos before I like eat it. The thing is with takoyaki is that you have to eat it while it's hot, so that it can melt inside your mouth, and while it's warm, you know, you can enjoy it. What's great about takoyaki is like that is like crispy at first, but it just like falls apart. And then if it melts in your mouth, there's like the sauce and everything, and it's like pretty tasty. What will be like left is like the taco at the end, then something like chewy. While it like mixes with like the melted contents and the outside, you know, the crust of like takoyaki, it mixes like also with the sauce and all of that, and it's like really tasty experience. According to my brother, it's like not really authentic takoyaki, but it's like definitely like A tier. Besides that, I also got like the yuzu lemon, you know, as a drink. Hi. This was like, yeah, Takumi Sapporo Ramen. Did I got anything else? Let me think. Yeah, I think this was all. I did also try to do more photos, but I think like that's it. And then we went like to the Dokumi. Two of my travelers, like one of them is my brother, and like the other one is like his best friend. They went like first. I was like left alone. I paid, went outside, and then I met like my friend who like traveled from one country to get to here. Like say a long distance friend. And I picked him up, and then we walked instead of like taking a bus or like tram. And then we got there. This was like my own photo. I think like, yeah, shouldn't like zoom any further. And I got like some photos like figurines. Where I was like, okay, so things I like find interesting and like make a photo of. So it was like not a lot. Look at that, there's like City Hunter guy. But I think like the reason I photographed this was like just to see the price of the figures. It's like Yami-chan. It's like my favorite girl in Tulafu. What was it here? I think it was because of Roxy. But I did like a kind... Every time I like try, you know, every time I'm interested in buying a figurine, I do check the prices with the internet. Obviously in Japan they're like much cheaper, but you know, you have to like see if it's like affordable for you. If you can actually go that far. On the day I like bought 4 figurines, you know, and I think like I was good for now. But when there was like the thing that there was an event I wanted to participate on Thursday. I want to show my anime figures collection. I mean, you sure can. There's like a Discord's. I'm the same Discord as you, so you can show it in photography, flex, or like anime manga corner. You know. There was like an event in hall number 9. Should I go back to the photo? Yeah, let's do that. In hall number 9, there would be like an event. Usually all the figurines are here. Sometimes you have it here, in hall 9. In hall 9 there would be like a Smash event. For like 32 participants, and I wanted to like participate in there. It would like start at like 15:15, so like 3 PM. And when I arrived there, it already started, so you have to be like earlier there before it gets full. And then yeah, I couldn't really get to do that, but when I walked around in hall 9, I discovered like also there some booths for like selling anime figurines, and I did some photos, you know. Let me. I did some photos of like figurines here and there, you know. I went like to the artist alley. I did like here a lot more photos, and when I saw like all of these, there was like one opportunity at least. Okay, this is like outside. This was like the other day. There was like one that was like especially cheap. So a little some other booth, like not those that are like showing you all the figurines in their class cases, you know, class vitrines. I don't know how you call it, class shelves. And this is like where I bought my 5th figure of the day. It says like noodle stopper figure. Alice Margaret. The Alice? She's I would like say she's my waifu from the Toho project. So like the character I like see pretty much as a waifu. But yeah, the noodle stopper figure like kind of puzzled me. What do they mean with that? Do you know like the cup noodles, cup men? When you like pour in this cup with like ramen and the sauce and ingredients, like hot water, then you close the lid, and then you place like those noodle stopper figures on top of that. This is like, what the hell, yeah, Japan? This is like this is like not a low quality figure. You use it for that, you know? It's kind of like, but they seem like heavy enough for that, you know? Ramen, my daily life of meals. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So, this figurine is based on Nonoko's sensei's art. It's like how the illustration looks like. And this like how the cover like suggests how it looks like. I got this one for $29.90, so almost 30 bucks. The figure is actually worth $34.99. Well, 34.90 actually. So I got it like for €5 discount. My heaviest ramen cup is kimchi. Of course, I can imagine it's that. But yeah, Alice was Margaret was like my 5th figure for that. And then after that, what did I then do then? I think I went around the Artist Alley. I did like do a photo of that. I was like there. But obviously, because there were like a lot of artists there who didn't like show their face in real life, didn't show their face in social media really, I didn't do much photos. This was like pretty much the only one I did, and I made sure like to not capture any humans in there. The rest are like junk ramen but taste so good. And I suppose so. And what did I do then? I went in the Artist Alley. Here. Like after I was like in hall 9 buying the Alice figure, I went like here. I think like I also like walked into in the 18 plus area after I like got my the age bands like that you can like put on your wrist. And when you enter, before you're about to enter, people are gonna like, hey, do you have the wristband? And then I'm gonna be like, yeah, I have it. And then, okay, you can go in. And I use like this shortcut of going here, and then hall 3. And this is like, I think where I like obtains like some fan-made merch. Surprisingly, I make a lot of friends AnimeCon. Hey, cool. There are a lot of people who are like the same as you there. I mean, this is like an environment where all of the anime fans, otakus, nerds can like come together and like, you know, don't be judged, you know. And this is like very different from like private life, work life, you know, where you have to like, in work life at least you have to put on a mask. I have to pretend that I'm like more professional, like more, that I have a filter and more constrained and, maybe not constrained, but you know that I'm like overall like a more, normal person, you know, like some kind of normie, I guess, that I can blend in. Just like you, Tosan? Cool. People like me. Wonderful. But yeah, I went like in the Artist Alley. I met like some cool artists. And like some you already know. I went to Ayami Sensei's booth. And I think I recognized her by her voice. At first I was looking after like gender. There were like 2 helpers, and then there was like a young woman talking with one guy, both in Japanese. And those 2 at this booth also like talked in Japanese. But when like someone would like come up and approach, like with English, then they would like switch to English. And I was like looking through the stuff. And at some point, like, Ayami Sensei stood in front of me, like, with her back turned behind me, and then I was, like, seeing... She's kind of big for a Japanese woman. Normally, like, Japanese people are Japanese women's. They're, like, about 150, you know, they're, like, pretty small, you can head pet them. But Ayami Sensei was a bit bigger. I'm not gonna specify, like, how big. But I was like, oh, Homono da. Homono Ayami Sensei da. It's really her. And then I tried to play that cool, go like up to the do my selection, you know. She would like sell posters, she would like sell some art books, and she would like sell acrylic stands and charms, like key charms. The people who speak Japanese are from Japan. I think there are, like some of them had like a little bit of a brown skin, you know. But I think like Ayami Sensei wasn't alone. She surely has like her staff, you know, or like helpers. I think like staff. This was like from her circle Hachigo. And from there I bought like this acrylic key charm that's only buyable there. Limited item. FOMO. Dokumi 2025, Ayami Sensei's. This was like 25 bucks, I think. I think like if it were like Japan, it would be like 500 yen, 1000 yen. But you know, you don't get that chance every time. Limited item. I think that's Spare Village. Then after I have like this short experience, you know, I also like found out, they're gonna have like autograph session later, you know, like where you get like your art book like signed. They did like on all 3 days, not only like on 1 day. So it was like kind of cool. So I kind of like keep that in the back of my mind. Walk like further and further in the artist alley, which is here in the hall 3. Oh, okay, 4th fear effect. Like here, hall 3. It was like kind of around here, like in this corner where I like met Ayami Sensei. I went like a little bit more like in the center there, walk like. There were like a lot of people, so it was like pretty slow. But the way I like kind of explored it was like zigzagging. He was the A line, and he was the B line, C, D. I think like around H, I like found like one who was like a Blue Archive themed booth. And I discovered like Gyu Sensei. He's like written with a G, Y, double O, and then L. And there I purchased an acrylic stand from Yuzu Queen. So, like casual. And she has like a actually look at that. Isn't she cute? That's this girl here. That's this girl here. I remember like the art book where there was a design with her with the opened jacket, you would like say. And it's kinda like reminds me of that. Even has the slippers here, you know. And what she has like here is like a arcade stick, you know, for fighting games. It's pretty neat. It's like maybe one of my favorite finds there. It was like worth 25 euro, but I think it was like, it could like be a lot cheaper. Not sure. But Gyu Sensei was like pretty nice. I was like asking him first, how do you pronounce his name? Is this Gyu? It was like Gyu, you know. And he's like a Canadian, I suppose. But has like his Korean roots and such. Clinching. Shimama-shan. How do I do this? Okay, it stopped. Super. Okay, wonderful. So what did I do the next day? I think after that, this was it. I was like full for the ramen already. I think we didn't eat anything much. Then it was like day 2 time. Did I do anything there? I think I did. But first of all, I went like 1 station too early. I went like through the nature park first. Before I could like get to convention. And after I got like in there, there was like a big wall. I left there my mark with like leaving like 1 chibi of myself, 1 of the autograph, and this is like the whole wall. It's like pretty small here. You can still see it, but it's like small. But once you expand it further and further, it was like not visible anymore. It was like that. I do like those kind of walls, you know, where you can just like leave your mark, you know. I think like a lot of conventions have that. I think like in Hololive as well they had like things like that for their conventions. Or like those that are like combined with the HoloFest. I have to make sure something about the webcam. It's glitching really hard. How do I do this? Plug it out. But obviously there are like people who can like draw really well amongst those people. So then I was like in the parkour and like car area, you know. I don't know like how do you call that. There was like the inner car, you know. Like the cars on its own are like not that interesting, but what's printed on those, like you know, like what's been what's like on the outside is like pretty interesting. Like Yakumo ones, there was like one of Ina, like the choice of like the number plates or like letter plate, you know, who ate what, you know. Yeah, and I found like, okay, Yukari, Toho, okay, let's go, Toho Projects. Look at that. Like the car itself is like not interesting, like German cars, you know, which supposedly are like really cool and such, but it's just like really functional, I guess. And I think I did a photo of that because electric shooters, like, I don't know, there's like, she has just the aura, you know, and this looks kind of like cool on a car. There were like different kind of artworks and kind of like found it cool like how they designed that. Obviously there are like some gaps here, but because of that they're like natural, like it seems like natural. And like you have a star symbol there, and yeah. Inside the car there would be like figurines, you know, and like plushies, stickers, and so like pretty themed around that. And you see like there's a lot of wet stuff. It's like pretty wet there, and there are not a lot of people outside. But this was like one of the days like during the whole week where like the Tokumi would be like rain was like announced in the weather forecast. But it was like nothing too big. Like what you see here like now is like a still image, but it was like raining pretty hard. But it was only like momentarily, you know. I remember I also did a photo of myself, like a reaction face, but obviously I didn't include any photos of myself, like face cam, face reveal wise in there, so shouldn't be anything. And because it was like kind of full, I went like to the CCD area. It's like this was like in the like Southern Hall 1, and there was like brick slab. Kind of was like thinking maybe I should like post that into the group of like the Blue Archive group, you know. They have like some joke with like bricks, but overall it's just like Lego, you know, like showcasing your building stuff like Minecraft, you know. This was like a golem, brick zodiac, I would say, god of the sky. Like some of those are based on certain things. I like how this also looks like mostly like bricks. And there would be like a little bit of would be this here as well. Or like a little bit of a Tori shrine, like a little bit Japanese themed. Bricks, Lego, whatever you might call it. But I kinda like it. I think this was day 2 still. And what was like pretty apparent, day 2, Saturday, that I wanted to go to the 18+ area. But on this way there, there would be like a big line, like a really long continuous line, full of like military themed like people, you know, all of the gadgets here. They have like weapons like katana, some of have guns. Look at them, like this is obviously a water bottle, but you know, if from afar would be like, oh, it's a grenade. He's like wearing something there, like more soldier themes like cosplays, and it was like, yeah, Defense Force. And I think like this girl was looking at me and then pointed the gun at me. Yeah, and there will be a whole line. I think I continued for a full minute before I finally was able to pass through. And yeah, this was like something on the way back. And yeah, don't anger me as I'm gonna punch you. But yeah, anyways, when I was there in the 18 plus area, I purchased something. Let me show you. I purchased on Ayami Sensei like one something from Kotone, from Gakumas, and then a Bunny Archive art book. And once you like were able to exceed a buying price from $30, you were able to like participate in a autograph kind of hour. And let me like open Ayami Sensei's let me open Ayami Sensei's Twitter, I would like say, from here on. Also, it's her birthday today. I think like I wrote her happy birthday already. How do I do this? Let's try it like this. Where is it? Loko desu ka? Oh, you can't see it. But yeah, there was like autograph session with like Ayami Sensei, and let's say the line was like decently long, I think like about 30-40 people, and it was like pretty much organized on like how the stuff, like her own stuff, like helped her out there. Like nothing like Dokumi like convention stuff, but like I think her personal guard and everything. She's like well prepared, I must like say, and it's like pretty like nice, since there was like on Friday night like one comment where she felt kind of like threatened when she was like in Europe, you know, that there will be like people with like racist racist coded like comments on her, and she was a little bit afraid, but yeah, this is like a problem in there as well, you know, like I think like kind of like the complaint on like, yeah, that they're like this and this kind of people, and yeah. Anyways, let's go here. Ayami Sensei's Twitter here. There are like a lot of people who were like they're also at like the convention. This is like one of the only available here, like those keychains I like bought as well, and like things she would have like sold there, and people who were there at the convention were like able to like get autograph, you know. I was there too, and it's like what you can expect there. Usually like, okay, to this person, then chan or san, and then like this little cute drawing, Ayami Sensei. I think, how would I say, arigato dokumi, art dokumi. In my case, when I was there, I was pretty excited. Shimiko's mama, yes, Shimiko's mama. Also Mint Sensei's mama, Yozara Mill Sensei's mama. And look, here's my tweet. And I interacted with her like in Japanese in there. So those are like the two same books you can like also see here in the background. I've like purchased. And going back to that, my comment is like here. It was very nice to meet you and practice my Japanese. Thank you for coming to Germany. Ayami sensei, kawaii to yasashii. Kono hon, taisetsu ni suru. Arigatou gozaimasu. I like how Mama said Shimiko chest is big. Yeah, it is big. And besides that, there's also like this here, like the autograph. Uto-san yu, san. Thank you. Suki, Ayami. 6/7/2025. This is Saturday. And if you don't believe me, you know, here are like the stuff here, and she actually left her autograph there as well. So it's like the same. Like now a comparison with the screenshot as well. You know, here. Alright, then let's go away from here. I wish I get to meet her. She was in Europe. She was like pretty close, and she is like, you know, I had like expectation, you know, like with her voice. I knew like it was her, but she was really cute, and she was really cute. She was really kind, and I used like all my Japanese up, you know. Be like, hajimemashite, and then gave her like the book and be like, onegaishimasu, and yeah, and she was like asking me like Japanese, outside or inside okay, and I was like, naka ni daijoubu, you know, like inside is okay. It's kind of like it's like something I learned like from reading too much hentai, but you know, it's like that. But overall, it was like pretty wholesome. She was like also pretty wholesome to all the people before her, and I smiled like a lot there as well. I was like wearing a face mask, so she too, so it's like anonymous, and she was complimenting me on my hair, on my hairstyle. You know, do you see here this hairstyle here? And she was like saying that she found it cute. She has like the same, you know, kind of. It's just my avatar, you know, but let's say like it's like that, you know. She has like similar hairstyle in there. Even the helper, like her staff son, translated a little bit to me, since you kind of like realize, oh, you're still learning Japanese, kind of. I was like very nervous. I was like saying, oh, waku waku, hontou ni Ayami sensei desu. But you would like say homono Ayami sensei da, or something like this, you know. And yeah, it was like pretty nice. So I saw like a lot of those tweets, but I think she was like the first one, or like I'm the only one who got like the Suki there, you know. Where everyone has like to so and so, thank you, and then yeah, or like things like arigato, you know. But I pretty much like that. I'm not sure if I can show more of the art book here, but there's like a little bit with Shimiko. Here, a section. And there's also here like her concept art of like Shimiko here as well. Like some of the ideas. I think bottom left got included here. It's just like the blue got removed and like the ruffles. And then we came like to this one here. Lewd stream, let's go. Nah, it's not lewd. It's like pretty innocent from what you can see like from the art book. But this was like some of the contents in here. Lord, yeah. Hello Lord, welcome to the Handcam/Satsudan stream. Talking about my vacation, and currently I was talking about how I met Ayami sensei and what this kind of encounter entitled included or whatever. Welcome, welcome. Literally, no. Yada yo. Sonna. On the same day, I also went like to Gil sensei again. And also bought the Akusta acrylic stand from Arisu. It's like a complimentary set to like Yuzu's Akusta acrylic stand. Yeah. I think like this side is correct. So if you have two together, then it makes like, it's like more complete. And I think they're gonna be a little bit of my charm here when I'm gonna play the archive again. I also like purchased one keychain from Drowsy Sensei. Actually two. There was like a deal with like buy two and then you only pay 25 instead of 15. So I bought like one for my little bro with Ina and then also Doobie. Just got your stream on my recommendation page, Limmer. Alright. Like lately, I know like YouTube has been a little bit weird. It's just like, oh, this might interest you as well, but it's just like they recommend like smaller people. I don't like know why this is the case. If you find it interesting, cool. If not, you can feel free to like close the window and then check the other interesting videos, you know, or live streams, whatever. But those were like things I got, and then like Ayami Sensei, this was like the biggest experience for me. And but also what I did afterwards is actually going to hall number 10. Let me put that up. This one. Like after I meet Ayami Sensei, hall number 10. This was like hall number 4 or 5 where I met her. Yeah. Yeah, staging area. I went like to go to hall 9 to get some figurines. I will show them later. I went to hall 10 where there would be the creator area. There were like those meet and greets with like VTubers as well. I was like thinking there was like Sunny's event there scheduled, but then actually not. It was around Friday. So since on Twitter it was like announced on Dokumi, but it wasn't. So what I did instead, yeah, I was like looking a little bit around before I would like leave. And let's say I got the chance to talk to Mogu-chan. Let me pull that up, I would say. Like her Twitter. Mogu-chan here. I did follow her before I talked to her. But I didn't know I'd followed her already. It was just like, I was assuming this was my first time seeing her. Yeah, so this ghost girl here. And, you know, the VTuber world is so big that you don't know what pearls and gems are like out there. You would do a meet and greet, something like that. I did also a selfie, but I wouldn't like show those since it can dox me, you know. I didn't wear my mask and such. But they're like this kind of setup, you know, like headset and then selfie. It's like pretty nice. And I think I did also a photo with this Amiya cosplayer here, a selfie, and man, she's cute. She's cute. This was Mashiro's son, Miyume Shiro. Was really nice. She told me she already talked with Mogu when, and then you can just skip me and go ahead. And I think like I was the last person on the line, and then I got like to talk with her. And she's pretty chill and a little bit cheeky as well. But we had like a nice talk, like for 3 minutes. Obviously you can talk about content creation stuff, but I kind of like wanted to approach her as a human, you know? So I was like, we were like just having a small talk at first, and then I showed her like, okay, I bought like a lot of figurines, I had like a big bag, and then she was like, oh, I could maybe like copy this tag, and then I was like playing around, you know, like when you're 3D you can have like more expression power, you can like show something around. Let's say that I was like, you know, I was like wearing three bags, but one bag at the back, so like 4 bags in total. So you should only see 2, on the setup, but when I turned around, so and so, she was like, "Oh my god, you got another bag!" And this was like so big, and then yeah, reactions are like pretty cute, pretty cool, interesting. And I was like approaching her because she seemed like so cute, approachable, and she would like reply something in a cheeky way and be like, "Oh, am I that cute, huh?" And she would be like kidding with me, but but I was like acting like really Japanese there, that I would like smile and be like acceptant and be like, "Yeah, you're cute," and I'm just kidding, you know. She was like, but it was like a nice talk. I asked her about her opinion on the anime awards, that with solo leveling on place number 1. And we exchanged like a little bit on like in this area a little bit more what her favorite animes would be, what she like considers peak, and then asking me what I'm currently watching, and then after that it was like time up, but it was like pretty nice. Mogo? Yeah, Mogo's pretty nice. I followed her on Twitch then afterwards, and besides those experiences with like Ayami Sensei, speaking with Mogo-chan, I also like was able to bring back how many figurines? Before I like went there. And was that Saturday? Yes, Saturday. I purchased another Toho figurine. That's also a Nullstopper thing, you know. From Sakuya at a rune store. Isaya Sakuya. This is, I think, the illustration, you know. Yes, there. And she was like worth 25. Normally 35, but I got her 10 euros cheaper. So this was like a big one. This was like in my bag. Damn, Toastan, you really love ramen? No, I'm not a ramen guy. It's just like the figurine, that's all. What flavor of ramen do you have? I don't have much. I have like beef, I have like chicken, I have like veggies, you know. It's not much. It just was a good discount, it's all. And there's also like one, you know, one kind of deal. One figurine, 20 bucks. 3 figurines, no, one figurine 25 bucks and 3 figurines 60 bucks. So I did get 3. So here's Arimakana. Since the deal was like pretty recent, a lot of good figurines were gone. But I got like one of Kana, Mimcho, both $29.99. But if you buy 3 figurines, you only have to pay 60. So for the meme, you know, since every figurine collection has RAM in there, I got my first RAM. From Sega as well, yes. This one was also $29.99. Original price would be 90. Like, at least from what the number says, but I got them all for 60. So this was like my kind of big find from there. And yes. Why those figures good? From Sega as well. I don't know, but they look like already good. I also saw like a lot of other booths who like sell them for much more. But I also like got like to see them on the class shelves, you know? And I got like to see how good the quality already was. I think like Memcho, I like her voice actor. She's Okumirumo's, Okumirumo is like speaking her. Same voice as Mitsuki. From Kana, I think like I like the trip she like had there. From Rem, because why not? Every collection needs one, and I do like Toho, but there's not much good figurines out there, or like official. There's not really official ones, but you know, but there are not many good ones, so why not? It was also day 3. Can I talk about that? Let me see if I have good photos. Like day 2, Saturday, on day 2 of the convention. This was like the most packed with like good experiences for me, like while talking to Ayami Sensei and such. I think I ended the day with eating. First of all, I went back to my location, to like my Airbnb. And I punched the wall here. Anyways. Then we went like to Soba-an. I think like I got a photo some. Let me close that first. Soba-an. Okay, this is how it looks like from the outside. Yoko Hikasa, best girl. I don't know this name. Yoko Hikasa. Hikasa. Okay, let me type it on my phone. Yoko Hikasa. Japanese voice actress and singer. For what roles is she known? Kelsey? Okay. Just out of topic, I suppose. Or like for Arimakanas, I don't know. But yeah, we went like to I went like to Soba-an and was it that? No, this was not that. Let me close that. I think this was the last time I went to Soba-an. Where I went instead was here. This store. I think like I was somewhere here behind. It's like from thing I got from Google Images, like somewhere here. It's like where you mainly stand, and I think I got like something of a snack there. Nothing of a big meal, since the ramen already made me really full. Mio Akiyama, I see. And there I got not much. I did like a photo of like some other guys. I got like first takoyaki, but I ate it first before I could make a photo. This was like what I also like got, gesso kara. Those are like taco arms, you know, but fried. And then you can like make it like more sour of that. There's also sauce, but I already consumed a little bit more. One of my friends got like a karage, and I got like some onion pudding. I think tofu onion pudding. Not really sure. Something like that. This already you saw. And then day 3. I went like to bring and buy. Takoyaki, let's go. So people bring their own stuff, and then you can like go there and buy, but only in cash. There were like a lot of figurines. There was a lot of figurines, but the selection was like not that broad. It was like very mainstream. Like with Jujutsu Kaisen, like if you remember, One Piece, Naruto, Re:Zero, Oshinoko, One Punch Man, Dragon Ball, like a lot of mainstream stuff. And if it comes to like waifus, then maybe like you know, Re:Zero of Rem and Ram. Maybe some older ones like, what can you say? Like Bocchi the Rock is also there. Kaguya-sama. Like a lot of mainstream, not really niche. Nothing like, there was a very few of Blue Archive even. Like from what I can judge from seeing it day 1, day 2. I maybe saw like one Nendoroid of like Mika and like Hifumi, I think. But that's all. And why I like Trinity, they're like not necessarily my favorite, and that's why like overpriced at the store. Is the Uma Musume demo there? I think they had like some Uma Musume figurines there. Yeah. But at Bring and Buy I had like a little bit more success in like finding something. Like with VTuber I couldn't like find much. Only like from JP, but nothing like with EN, for example, you know. I couldn't like find Ina, Ame figurines, you know. It was like mostly the same ones from JP, like the big ones like Shion, Aqua, Sora, Mio, Pecora, you know. I think like from Laplace, Iroha, like those were like really interested in, they were not so much. And if they were like those triple digits figurines, so like really expensive ones. The Bring Buy was like a little more Lucky, okay, Kisna I, that's like good sign. Like those were added photos I would like do like you know, would be like interested in. There's also Shiroko, you know, Hina, a lot of Hina. Hina wasn't even there too. Hina was not there too among those ones. Love Hina? I don't know. Hoshino? Hoshino was also not there. But look, there was like Aru, Idol, and also like Hifumi. That was like from the... And they're also like a little bit cheaper. I think like original price was 40 euro or 45 on Figuya, and he could like get it for cheaper. But I was not really interested. But I got the Aris figure at home. And there was also like some figurines I would be interested in, like from Tulafru, you know. But what finally like got my attention is like, okay, Hifumi and Arona are here. What did I bought all of the figurines I like showed? Okay, let's turn it off. What I've decided to buy. Hifumi, yes. What I decided to buy is Arona's Nendoroid. Usually, I'm not so much of a fan with like Nendoroids, you know, since I like them, you know, if they're more human, waifu, and such. But, you know, when I look at the side, look at that, how cute she is. When the first time we met her, like with the fingerprint verification, and then here with the drawing, her and Sensei. When I saw all of that, I was like, yeah, she cute. There were no full figurines of Arona, only the Nendoroid there in the bring and buy. If there were more, then maybe I would have bought them. But there was not really something with Blue Archive there, I thought. Let me see. But since it was the last day, you know, Saturday, day 3 of the convention, a lot of like of the good figurines would be like gone, or at least like a lot of figurines were like gone. So like 50%, 60%, 70%, and let's say when people are like low on their stock, they want to get rid of everything, then they're gonna be like, buy 2, get 3, 40% off, 50% off, let's do a gacha system, all for cheaper and lucky bag, something like that. And then I did look for more. Maybe they would do the strat. But for the most part, there would be like some figurines that were like obviously fake, or were not in a good condition, or just were not represented well. Like here, for example. This, I mean, what the hell is that, you know? Of course, some I were interested in, you know, like Chiro here. But it's just like a 5 euro discount, and then you leave them outside like that, you know? Then there would be like 40% figurines off, but here, let's say all the good figures are gone. Those were like mostly from the 2000 era, like pretty. You have to be pretty old to appreciate those. And then, because I said I couldn't like find many good figurines, like full figures, like not chibis, but like, you know, as like full size. Look, there was one of Bunny Karen there. But yeah, I'm not too much into that. I like them smaller, if you know what I mean. I was also interested in this one, but it's kind of expensive. Like of Elena. But I saw so many Elenas. What else is there? Okay, look, Nikopara. Obviously there were like some in the 18 plus store as well, the 18 plus staging area, but yeah, there's not more. Well, there's not much. She's small. Actually, this is a pretty big figurine. Like everything that's like behind here, like behind the stuff, those are the big figurines. Look at that. Yeah, this is also like pretty big. Or the Sonic here is also pretty big. Then Karen in comparison is small, but she's still a big figurine. It's like 1/7 scale, I think. Also, gacha. You know, like... Let me show you. Let me show you gestures, you know? You know those kind of roulettes, like where you buy a ticket and then there's like this thing, the gacha thing that you like do like circular movements of the how do you call it? With the lever, and then you get a little ball with a color in there. They have like here. If you get like the orange one, you can choose one figure. If you get like the white one, you can choose 2 figures. If you get gold, you can get 3 figures. There were like also lucky bags that are like more cheaper, but those are like sold out. And since it's last day, and this was like 2 hours before the convention closes, there were not many figurines. So there are a lot. I told you like the selection of like figurines. Shonen, like Dragon Ball, Rem. I think this was Kaworu from Evangelion. How much is it? I think like 30 for each participation. This one needed 4. I think this one, you can't really see it clearly, but it's a cool dude. The selection was also like this. I made sure to not include any faces since they're like Japanese stuff and they didn't really like that. I do know it beforehand. And there's not much I would be interested in, to be honest. Like a lot of Tokyo Revenge are there. Yeah, she's like 5 euro, yes. Hero Aka. If I would have participated there, maybe like this one. Maybe this Love Life character here. Yeah, that's all kind of. If I'm really desperate, maybe Gudako or maybe Kaworu. Or like this girl from Spy X Family. One of these. Oh, look at this penguin here. And there's one more. There's more. I had like to cover here extra. Since there would have been the picture. There's Rim. There's like more Love Life. There's not much of a selection, to be honest. There's Arimakana. There's also one more Love Life. So there's not much of a selection. Then if you go here, you have a little bit of Uma Musume here as well. And it was not really worth for me to yeah, so many Rems. It wasn't really worth for me to get anything there. Like, of course, every figurine collection needs a Rem in there just for the memes. There's Zero Ram, yes. I mean, Rem, I don't know. Rem is just like more popular. But yeah, there would also be like things like 50% off, like for... There was like one with the Chikawa Usagi. I'm not sure if you know that, but there were like Chikawa franchise there that like a store 50% off, but there was not much left that would be interesting to me. What I would have been interested in were like more merch from like Chikawa Usagi. This is like Usagi from Chikawa is like spoken by Mari's voice actor, and the nature of like the Usagi and Mari are like really big. Mari's like say so, she's like pure and innocent, you know, and repent if you think she's bad, you know, something like that. But Chikawa Usagi is like pretty bonkers, pretty loud. He like something like that. While Mari is just like, you know, pretty cool, pretty innocent, pretty good girl. And then we have Usagi who's like, yeah, just like a bundle of chaos. It's like kind of like, I like the fan art when it came out that Mari would like speak Usagi from the Chikawa franchise. But yeah, among the others, among like getting Arona you know, I able to get Bunny Roxy instead for like 35 or 30 euro. I think like for 25. I actually would have liked one where she's like in her mage robe, but those were pretty expensive. They were more expensive than what you can like buy online. So I'd stick like at least with like one Roxy figurine, better than nothing. Like not too much of my favorite ones, but it's like reminds me a little bit with like the succubus design she has like in brown dust too. I like Roxy pretty much. She has like also character development, so there's a little bit of a connection. Bunny Roxy just like brown dust too. But it's similar, it's not the same. She has not a bunny girl design, she has like a succubus design kind of. Similar to like Inui Sajana here. I got her like a little bit for cheap here as well. This was like sold at a gaming booth, which like sold a lot of PS2 games, PS3 games, Nintendo Switch games, then sold even Nintendo Switch 2. But it's all like from Italy? Yes, Italy. And normally this figurine is like 34.90, but they give it me for 25. And I don't know, I like them smaller, you know, as I told you. And she has like the kind of... yeah, she has like exactly those kind of conchas where you go like... whoa! And yeah. And I was like, okay, let's get this one for the memes. And it was cheap, so yeah, why not? There'll also be a second season of like Dress Up Darling. And I mean, I also got Kitagawa Marin on day 1, so yes, why not? Make her not lonely. If only they would like do more figurines of the boys, like Gojo, you know? Wakana Gojo would be like cool. But yeah, those were like the last 3 figurines I got. I also got one thing from the 18 plus area, which is also an adult toy, but I'm not gonna show that. I think like I will get age restricted really hard if I show that. Goddamn, poor Gojo. Gojo always sub. Yeah, there was also like this one thing where he's like walking towards Juju or like Sajina, and then just like crying. Then she's like, "Why are you crying? Why are you crying?" And people edited it just like the emoji of like the uo face, like this face, yeah. And it's just like funny. Yes. But that's all. I bought. Can I show that? I bought 12 figurines. 12 figurines. It's a lot. Okay, now let's have a still camera. Nani? Yes. Yes. I also visited our friend at our booth. He is like game developer. And no, it's not this game developer scam. He's actually like making a game with like 3 other people. The team is like an indie game developer. And I think they're like called the Traveler's Box game. And the game is like called Botabot. And on Sunday, day 3, I got to like playtest this game. And it's like a clicker game, and it's a game that respects your time, but there's also like skill involved and looks pretty promising. Obviously it's the first game, so like not too big of a thing, but still like pretty cool. Hello my fellow figure collector, nice to meet you, Tip Fedora. Lady. Yeah. I know this as well. But yeah, for Sunday there wasn't much of an event. Not much of an event. I wanted to visit like Rin Penrose's meet and greet. Rin Penrose, you know? He's like the VTuber Shorts Legends. On accident. And I wanted to meet her, but the line was like pretty long. I did a video of that, but yeah. Maybe I can't show it. I can't like really censor faces from like videos. It's like pretty hard to do. But yeah, I ate like afterwards. we went like to Soba-an. I did show a photo before, and I got like the okonomi stick. My bad habit is like there I eat before I take photos, so I already took like I cut like something off with the knife there, and then like yeah, thumbs up. It's like tasty. You can cut if with the I found out that you can like cut it with like the chopsticks already. Since it's the meat inside is like really soft, it's like okonomi stick, like okonomiyaki, but like inside this thing there, you know, that's like crispy. And it's pretty nice. Bonito flakes, onions, you know, the sauce there that's also used in takoyaki, and it like if you put it in your mouth, it just like melts in your mouth. While you get like the rest is like the sauce and like the crispiness, and then you can combine the crispy texture with like the sauce, and it's like pretty tasty, and I really much like that. A tier. And this is like what one of my friends got, tamago rolls. This was like I think like sea radish. Yes, he didn't like that much. It's kind of bitter. And then we finally got our soba. Soba, I was like thinking it's like pretty mid. You know, it's like pretty low tiered from like the Trash Taste boys, but my brother insisted like this is like pretty good. And then there's also like the complimentary thing. The way to eat it, that you grab the noodles, soba noodles, dunk it in there, like dip it in there, and then eat. And this actually carried the whole soba. And this was pretty tasty, to be honest. Then there's a dessert. I got like, I don't know what this was. It was a pudding, homemade. It used like similar flour, like with like the soba here. It was pretty tasty, pretty fresh. I talked like with the employees in Japanese, but at some point I couldn't like follow up because they were like so fast. I think like they were asking me if the food was like tasty, something like that. And then I was just like not understanding it because she was so fast, and was like, yeah, I can only understand a little bit of Japanese. But yeah, the way I like ordered and like the way I like navigated there was just like I had Japanese and like, oh, sanin hito desu. And then when we were looking inside and outside, you know, inside it was like full, then soto ii desu, something like that. Then we went outside. So we actually like waiting outside. It was like pretty windy, but lucky it didn't rain. Yeah. And so the indie game I like talk about where I like played, it was like this kind of thing. There were further developers there, and the one that was like mostly stationed there was like a friend of mine, also a Smash player. Are there more? Yeah, that's all it. It was like Soba-an where like 8. Let me look at the folder. Is there anything else? But still, like my greatest highlight, there was like not much of a highlight on Sunday, to be honest. I got like some figurines, but Saturday was like for me, I think the biggest, where I got like to meet Ayami Sensei, and I didn't took any photos with her or of her, you know. It's just like that you have to be respectful with like those Japanese private sphere. Like every time I was like in a booth near a Japanese artist like Ayami Sensei, I would like point the phone downwards just to like, you know, just to like show that I wouldn't do anything there. And I was like a little bit tempted, but I wouldn't do it. She would do photos on her own Twitter, I think, X site. But would like censor the faces, you know, like emojis and everything. And I think it's like okay, good enough. But it was like nice to see like Ayami Sensei having a talk with her. She was complimenting me, I was complimenting her, you know. She was like saying something about my hair, but I was like, ah, no, you, and you know, something like that. And I think like getting something signed from her, and also like something from Giyu Sensei with the acrylic stands. Also liked. I was like asking her about the designs. What was the inspiration for that? Did he saw the art book on why he decided to give Yuzu this kind of palette? But what he like told me was like a little more surprising. So Giyu Sensei is had like a booth with friends in Korea. So he looked like Asian. So he's like his roots are in Korea, and I think like this circle was like a little bit based around fighting games, and he planned like to include all the game devs here. So like not only Arise and Yuzu, but also Midori and Momoi. But in the end, he only ended up with those two, which is like I think good enough. Like drawing wise, he only had that as two. But he didn't draw Midori and Momoi yet. Like, with this kind of setting. And to be honest, it's kind of cute, right? You don't see this combination often with like Arise and like Peroro-sama. But Yuzu in the box stick, this I can get behind. Since in PV number 5, Yuzu controlling Avant-Garde and then beating the crap out of the confusion of Chokma and Gebra. I like that, the mecha fight. But yeah, this was like yeah. We went like to some restaurants here and there. I think like at the most I like really spent was like on Saturday. There were like so many good things there. And then like Ayami Sensei. Something I had like to pay for, but I liked it. And I think that's the really first time I bought so many figurines. Last year I only bought a figurine of Elena. A really big figurine. The year before it was only of Goblin Slayer. That's it. I was like pretty like low on like okay with like figurines. But then my little bro, he went to Japan and he was like, hey, if you want me to bring you anything, just give me the word. And I was like, hey, if you go to Ami Ami or like any figurine shop, can you look if there's like a Mari, tracksuit Mari figurine and like a Hibiki figurine? She did Hibiki. And then yeah, she did Hibiki was not there yet. On tracksuit Mari, he only like got it very late. But he was like showing me what else was like there. And then I guess I selected like, let me show you. This has like nothing to do with the vacation, but it's just a little extra. What he brought me was like Idol Arise. Look at her farming a heart with her hands. Can't really see it that well, right? It's like it gets like unsharp, blurry. But I got like Arise's figurine here. And then I got one more. Let me stand up again. The most expensive one off of that, and a lot more bigger than what I got with Arise, which is like Iori. There were like some part I had like to like stick together, but man, she is beautiful as a figurine, to be honest. And look at the details on like the twin tails. I can't do any panty shots, I think, but this figurine is like really pretty, like Iori. It like works wonderfully. And then every time for the halo they have to be like tricky there. So it's like attached to the gun, not to the head. That's creative. If it were only those figurines, I think this would be fine for me. I would be happy, but then there were like those deals, you know. Buy 2, get 3, 50% off, oh, this figurine is like more cheaper, bring it by, yeah, there's a little bit more discount, then of course I'm gonna get something, you know. It's just like so much FOMO. And then holy crap, I spent like in one strike like about like on Saturday it was like about 210 bucks I like spent there. Not for the figurines alone, I think figurines alone were like 75, 85, but then there were like stuff like Ayami Sensei's things, there were like like buying the acrylic stands, key charms. Actually it's like maybe like 250, you know, or like 275. I don't know. But in any case, yeah. that's it, I think. The only cool experience was like, yeah, meeting Ayami Sensei. There were like some other things with like Mongo-chan, and seeing the one indie game developer, like my friend. He's gonna be done with the game in 1 or 2 years. The game is called DOVA-SYNDROME. You can like follow them on Trave Box Studio. There's also like a QR code wishlist now. And I think like for all the Steam stuff, it's pretty important to like wishlist them, since it kind of like has an impact on them to like go further. I did like everything so far. There was also karaoke, I think, but this was like nothing too big. I sang like Murasaki Shion's Mage of Violets, and 3 people joined with me to like sing along with me, and then we had like fun together. And karaoke is like pretty much have fun instead of like, you know, be a superstar idol and stand out, or you know. But yeah, this was like my story vacation. When we like traveled back, there was like not much, I would like say. We were checked out normally when we went directly home. There was not much there, nothing worth. There's like something, but that's not important. But yeah, all I had like to show were like some figurines, like some acrylic chains, some art books. Not too much of the art books, you know, but you got like a little bit of exclusive sight into like the designing of like Shimiko. I'm not sure if that was like the official art book as well. Probably it was. But yeah, that's about it now. I thank you all for watching. It was almost 2 hours. Could like stretch it for longer, huh? But in any case, thank you all for watching. I will be continuing like to the regular schedule, you know, like with art streams, Hollow Knight. If I'm done with Hollow Knight, let's see what I will do. But yeah, thank you if you were like sticking here until the end. Thank you for listening, and I wish you all a nice rest of the day, evening, or good night, whatever time zone you are. What they're gonna say. Okay, this is gonna be a bit harder. That I'm gonna say bye bye. Okay, I can't wave. Let's do it like that. Bye bye.